Hello, we're going to talk about the compound interest activity, Matt versus Beverly today. I hope that at least you've started this project, and if you have, fantastic. But I do want to go through just a couple things, both with Microsoft Excel and also just the concept of compound interest, because it is an important concept for us to understand. I'm currently looking at a completed version of your activity or your assignment. I just wanted to kind of give you an insight, or at least a peek of what it should look like once it's completed. In the upper left hand corner in cell B1 and also B2, you should have your first and last name, and then also the course name. We're going to start off with just understanding how Microsoft Excel works. For instance, you notice that the C and the 3 are currently highlighted. The intersection between columns and rows, those are what's called cells in Microsoft Excel. I'm currently working on Microsoft Excel 2010 on some of our current machines around the school district. They're running 2013, which is the newest, latest version, which is a little bit better than the version I'm currently on, but you can at least get an idea. The majority of the tools are the same, work the same. They may just be used just a little bit differently or in a different location. So intersections of columns. Columns are always have letters as headings. For instance, A, B, C, D, and so on. Rows, which are located on the left-hand side, those are with numbers. So the intersection between those two, that's what is called a cell. Now let's get into a little bit of Excel. Say, for instance, I type in a number. If I type in a number, it's going to be aligned to the right side. If I type a word or letters, it's always going to be left aligned. Now with that, I do have the ability to change the alignment under the alignment ribbon right here. So for instance, I can put it to the middle. I can also raise and also lower in the heights themselves. Just to give you some of the other simple tools that we have what's called merge and center that we'll be using quite a bit in this course. The borders option, in this case right here, to select a border. I'm just going to select all borders just so that you can see what that looks like. If I wanted to take all 4 of these cells and make them into one, so that, for instance, we did that for strategy 2 for Matt and also strategy 1 for Beverly, so that way it stretches across and it is also centered. So say, for instance, I type the word Mike right there. Notice that it still just sits in J10. It does not go I through L. So in order to change that, I would highlight the section right there, come up to my merge and center button, which usually has a lowercase a with arrows pointing out. If I select it, it merges all 4 of those cells into one, but also centers my text. We'll use that quite a bit throughout the semester, so that's a nice handy tool. Getting into the number portion. One of the easiest tools to use in Microsoft Excel is the auto sum feature. So if I'm just going to type some random numbers in here, the easiest way to add these up would be come up here to the sigma sign, or that's also called the auto sum button. If I hit the drop down, I can do a couple different features. In this case, I'm just going to do sum. It highlights a range of cells. A range of cells is just any multiple cell selection. And from there, if I want to add, in this case, I-12 through I-16, I can just hit enter and it automatically does the math for me. In Microsoft Excel, all formulas begin with the equal sign. So if I were to come up here to my formula bar, I can see where it says equals sum I-12 through I-16. That just means that it's going to add that range of cells that is currently highlighted. Now, in this project here, I've given you some custom formulas. So say, for instance, I want to complete this formula right here. In order to do this, I would have to start with an equal sign. Then I would need to select, for instance, B6, or excuse me, F6, and notice that it automatically comes here, but it'll also come in the formula bar. In this case here, we're going to want to multiply it by 1.1. So I'll hit the asterisk key, which in Excel is multiplication, and then just simply type 1.1. Hit enter, my formula sticks. Now, the second formula is a little bit different. You can see it currently in the formula bar. It's equals G6 plus F7 times 1.1. And understanding what compound interest is we take the previous amount, add any new amount, and then multiply by the interest of the term, which in this case would be 0 because we've currently added nothing to that amount. Understanding also compound interest in this example here, Beverly versus Matt. Notice how Beverly just has put in $7,000 total into her account, or ages 18 through 24 she just added 1,000. On the other hand, Matt has added so much more money, I believe 38 if I'm not mistaken, $38,000 in comparison to just 7, and look at the difference in the total amount, 519,000 versus 400,000. So $119,000 difference, and this is a perfect example of the time value of money, which more or less comes down to the earlier you start in the saving process, the better off you are, because that money has an opportunity to grow and then compound interest annually. So it's going to take the earnings on previous money that we've earned, but through interest and dividends, we'll continue that process over and over again, just like if we were building a snowman. We start with a small snowball, push that in. One rotation of that snowball would be one term, and as that continues over and over again, that snowball should continue to get bigger and bigger. The last thing that I'm going to show you is the fill handle, which I think is a great tool, especially for this project. I'm going to go ahead and delete this, because if not, I would have to type out each one of these formulas, and that could be fairly time consuming. So since I have those formulas, let me go ahead and delete this, and I'll show you how to use that. So my correct formula is here, which is C6 plus B7 times 1.1. In the lower right hand corner of Microsoft Excel, notice how my mouse pointer turns to a thin black cross. I simply click, hold, and then pull down. Now if I were to highlight both of those numbers right there, it would carry both the formulas down. Since I just want the second one, I just highlight the second one, and then see how it automatically fills. If I'm just wanting to fill a list, I can do that as well. Say for instance I want to use the ages right here. Instead of going through and typing in 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, so on, if I highlight all three of those, grab my fill handle, click, and pull down to my desired area, let go, it'll automatically fill those numbers in for me. Great idea to use those tools. They're very time saving, so please make sure that you're using those. If you have any questions about the compound interest activity, whether it's Matt or Beverly, please email me or call me, and then answer the questions that coincide with this activity just on the bottom part of the Excel. Please make sure you upload it to the Dropbox. Have a good day.